Hello everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of Look Who's Appropriately Dressed for Mountain Weather. Two women wearing essentially nothing, and Dunban wearing a, three-piece suit and cape. In the last episode, we explored the sealed tower, the place where the Monado had been sealed away, and did some exploration around Vallec Mountain as a whole. We found out that the two adventurers that we'd helped prepare for adventure, Zane and Karalf, came here to Vallec Mountain, and haven't reported in as they should have done. This episode, the first thing we're going to be doing is, this is going to be mostly side content. We will move a bit further down Vallec Mountain, but we won't get to the bottom, which is the story point. In order to do what we're doing here, you need to have done the magma rock, because you need to be able to melt that thick ice wall. But what we're initially going to be doing is tracking down Zane and Karalf, and that requires doing some complex maneuvering, let's say. So here we get to a place called Cerric Waterfall, which nicely has an water ether deposit on it. There's an interesting place up ahead there if you go down that kind of slidey way, but what I want to do is go over the top this way. If you look at the map, we're going on a real adventure, and we get to do my favourite thing, which is silly, slidey stuff in Vallec Mountain. So, this is the Agul mountain range, and Future Doctor, of course, put the silly music on to highlight how silly this is. Okay, it's actually stopped a bit here. But it'll start again. Don't worry, you can see ahead there. Also, we hit a lot of collectibles there. I think we've basically done the Collectopedia for this place, but I'll check that for sure. When we are not hiking like this. So this one's a weird one. You gotta make this thing, and then you've actually got to jump at the top of it. And this is particularly absurd. You don't even land in the water, you just go thoom. And this brings you to Vallec Peak. You have to nail that jump and actually land on the wall there, which can only, if you don't make the walk off, if you do jump at timing at the end, then you just land in the water, which is not what you want to do. Absurd. The whole thing really is. Some people, I think, like it. We've got some walking around to do in this episode, so I will give my views a bit more on my major issues with Vallec Mountain, more specifically perhaps than I have so far. Anyway, over here is a high end tier. It's Zane, no less. So cold. So tired. Can't go on. I'm starting to feel so relaxed. That's hypothermia, just what that is. Huh? What are you doing here? Someone asked you to come and help me? Oh, sorry about all this. I never imagined things would turn out like this. Thanks for taking all the way to trouble come here. I said the right words there, I think? Not the right order, though. I really appreciate it. And he'll just, fortunately, disappear back to Alchemoth, I guess. Karalf is a bit further up the way, though. You can probably guess from the map in the top right exactly where Karalf is. He's over here. Yes. Why are there such strong monsters here? It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Who's there? My eyes are blurry. I can't see too well. But your voice seems familiar. Ah, it's you. Have you come to save us? Thank you so much. We didn't think we'd make it. And he mysteriously disappears off to Alchemoth as well. So, having found both of them, what we need to do there is return to Miriel in Alchemoth, but I will be doing that in just a second because we want to take advantage of the fact we've come this far to the area of Vallec Peak and Three Sage Summit, but we may wish to actually, oh, that's so tempting. Oh, watch right on the edge though. Oh, all worth it for a girl courgette. Really don't like that name. But yes, when we reach the top of Vallec Peak, confusingly, gets us to a place called Three Sage Summit. And the question is, there's three sages up there, or do the three sages refer to the glory slow boss that are here as well? If the weather is right, there's also a large enemy here, a level 99 slow boss called Final Marcus. But we won't be dealing with him for a while. Worth noting, there's a big old door here. An ancient giant's door that appears to be sealed. Tantalizing mysteries for much, much, much later in the game. With that done, we do now actually want to return to Miriel in Alchemoth. I just wanted to get a secret area checkpoint while we were there. Oh, someone's learned a skill. Ricky's learned a skill. Improves healing arts when using an ally with half HP. That's quite nice, actually. Ooh, improves chances of gold chest drops. That's actually pretty good as well. Oh, I'm so relieved. They came back safe and sound. Just think what would happen if you didn't go. Actually, I don't want to think about that at all. The important thing is they're both alive and well. But they can't see that, it seems. Since getting back, both of them have been arguing non-stop. They're both blaming each other for what happened. Anyway, this is to say thank you. So there's a further step to this quest that we'll, well, this arc that we'll deal with in the future. For now, we do want to return to Vallec, and it's time to head a little further down Vallec Mountain. So let's head to over here by the Sealed Tower. So, Turkins. Well, Chilkins, but yeah. It's an interesting one, the Chilkin thing. I'm going to talk about that a little bit, because we've got a lot of walking to do, so there's a chance to talk about it. Chilkins are a weird one, but Chilkins and Turkins, because Turkins are in Xenoblade 2. And in Xenoblade 2, they are sentient beings. They can talk. They're kind of like, you know, simple, but they can talk and whatnot. Here, it's weird that they clearly do have, you know, some kind of rudimentary culture. Like, they have clothes and they build weapons and that kind of thing. But they're, again, one of those ones like Ignis, that it's not, or Chromars, where they're very humanoid, very cultural. Anything that can basically team up on you and do a dark chain attack. Hodes as well. It's like, it's really unclear why the shackled Monado does not view them as creatures of Bionis, well, not as like being inhabitants of Bionis is the way it's described. The thing that's like the check that the Monado does before, you know, do I cut through it or do I cut through it in that way. I also feel like the way Shulk uses the Monado in terms of his fighting style, I feel like there would be a significant difference in your fighting style and how you were around allies when you knew the Monado couldn't hurt allies. Like, the Monado, when its blade is fully extended, the blade's like fucking 20 foot long or something like that. If you're just like swinging that from the shoulder, there's a pretty good chance that goes through Dunban or Shala or whoever. And with the shackled Monado, that's fine because it just passes through them. But like, Shulk does a lot of like anime running where he runs forward with the sword like over his shoulder, and it's like, that just seems absurdly dangerous when that could just cut in half anyone who kind of gets in the way of it. Anyway, these Chilkins are guarding the way up here, but I can't be asked to fight them because, as we've discussed in the past, any combat immediately ends when you just start climbing. So speeder on, please. Let's climb to the top of this. And out at the top, it brings us an interesting view. You can see another dumb slide over there, definitely. We'll get to that, don't worry. A lot of Churkins here guarding Laluth Church, which I believe we can't get into at the moment. Well, no, we can't. I just couldn't remember why. Oh, for God's sake. Right, I'm going to kill some Chilkins, then we'll talk about it. So, with those taken... Ooh, that's actually quite good. There's a slotted version of some of the medium equipment. I will actually slap that on quickly, but, well, following that, Ancient Insignia. It appears to be sealed. A lot of sealed ruins on Vallec Mountain, which we'll get to in time. Anyway, I'm going to do some brief equipping. Well, the two slotted ones both go on Melia, with Ether Up Gems, because it's Melia. Anyway, let's head back down to the kind of surface, I suppose. And then from here, we are just going to proceed down a little bit more. So this gives me my time. Oh, there's a slow boss as well. Slow boss are like just bigger, more heavily armored Orlugas, basically. This gives me my time to rant about Vallec Mountain a little bit. Because my main issue with Vallec Mountain is it's huge. Like you see, a lot of what we're doing walking here, but it's the first area, and I guess it's just because you can't do so much interesting with snow and ice. It's the first area for me that actually starts to feel empty. Although then you could maybe say that for Erith Sea. Erith Sea is very pretty, but it's not the most interesting area because it's just hovering reefs connected together. But it's got a bit of stuff. You've got the shores, you've got the hovering reefs, you've got Alchemoth and Prison Island and those kind of things to kind of mix up a bit. Here, this is the first... What the hell just fell down in front of me there? I'm not sure I even want to know. But yeah, this is the first place for me that feels just really big and open and empty and with kind of nothing in it. And it feels like, to a fair extent, a lot of the quests are kind of designed to basically force you to experience it. That they're like, oh, I mean, one of them is literally, go to these two places and press A. Like, not even vaguely saying, oh, collect this thing. They're just, go and look at the view. They're like, oh, we made this big empty area. We need a reason for you to actually, explore it. And it's the first one where I felt that I haven't personally had the desire to explore it so much, because it's a bit more just big and empty. You can finally see the bottom of it. Like, the furthest ether lights you can see there are basically the bottom of this place. Positive things I will say, though, is two interesting things, especially about that scene in the Sealed Tower last episode, is, first off, there was a heart-to-heart with Dunban and Shulk in Satoral, where Shulk talked about when he was really little, he remembers seeing ether lights at night somewhere, like Satoral lights up, but couldn't remember where it was, and there are some routes where Dunban can basically say, I think you're talking shit, Shulk. What Shulk is referring to is Vallec Mountain, because what he's remembering is seeing the ether lights at night when he was here as part of the Monado expedition, which is quite cool that reference is a real thing. See, also, you must have noticed by now, since we saw the in the flashback with Dixon and Shulk, the kind of the Monado being obtained, the overarching rule that I keep talking about of most of the time if you see it you can go there, that applies to cutscenes too. With one major exception and a handful of minor exceptions, almost every cutscene in the game takes place in a physical location that you can go to. Because that's how you're not going to make something just for a cutscene, you just slap them in somewhere which is an actual part of geometry that exists. And that's a really cool thing, so like, because yeah, you've seen bits in Valak Mountain or in the Sealed Tower, and it's exactly the same bit that you get to is kind of where that scene takes place. You actually see Dixon outside of the big, like, the Osse Tower. We're at the Great Glacier here, which is right at the bottom of Valak Mountain. And if we open up this door, which we also need the magma rock done for, then there is a Nopon inside. I'm going to switch up the party briefly. And if we talk to this Nopon, help's come at last! Me messed up and Chilkins catched me. Now we can get back to other researchers. Don't worry about it, it was nothing. Man, he's so cool. I gotta try that out myself a couple of times too. What is it, Ryan? You're looking pretty smug. Oh no! This is the time every day that the guards come. Chilkins won't let me get away. Get rid of them so they can come after me. I don't know why this wasn't just a surprise quest, but there we go. Bad timing. Defeat 4 cunning Chilkins. Chilkins' morale low right now, but you still need to be careful. Not a problem. Consider it done. And mysteriously 4 Chilkins just appear here. I feel like, yeah, they could have made this like a surprise quest thing, like the Save the Girl one back in Bionis Leg and that kind of thing. But they didn't. Let's kill some cunning Chilkins. They ain't that cunning. Oh, they've got a Dark Chain Attack charge. Let's stop that shit in its tracks. Absolutely not. Oh shit, I fucked up Blossom Dance, that's fine. Wonderful, with the Chilkins killed, we can then conclude the quest. I don't know how to thank you. That's the second time you helped me. Oh, is this the Frozen Nopon researcher? Don't worry about it, it was nothing. Chilkin's weak lately. There might be a reason for that. Oh yeah, I now have time to hang around here chatting. I need to meet up with my friends and tell them my information. It's top secret information about Chilkins. So with bad timing concluded, you'll have noticed there is kind of ooh, heavy gear in it. Actually, I have both of them. But hey, another set. Though I don't think anyone other than Ryan can actually wear heavy stuff at the moment. But Ricky in heavy armor is pretty handy because, yeah, his health and his ability to just sponge is real useful. But yeah, you've probably noticed there's a... it's really funny just seeing the path we've taken. There's so much shit we haven't explored because this is what I'm talking about how it has just such a big surface area. But yeah, there's a long-running arc of quests that we're kind of on at the moment to do with Chilkins and Antols in Valak Mountain. And we can continue on with this guy here, da Cuckoo. You the ones who helped the Nopon. Let me thank you too. It's good that there are people like you around. I have seen how strong you are. I have a request for you. I want you to investigate Chilkin Lair near Bagnar Snowfield. Top secret information says the Chilkin leader is missing. This is our chance for us to do our research. But if we get catched again, we might get eaten. That's why I want you to do it. So they have no leader. Does that happen regularly? Not regularly, but not rarely. When new leader goes, they just pick new leader. That's what they've done for a long time. So the Chilkins are just like us Homs in that respect. I must admit, this information has somewhat captured my interest. So this is Chilkin Changes. Investigate the Chilkin lair. Thank you. There might be Chilkins in there, but go and investigate their lair. You no need to worry about them without their leader. So we've actually been to the Chilkin lair before, and I've commented on the fact that there were very few Chilkins in there, mostly Antols, which is all linked to this kind of weird balance of power between Chilkins and Antols who are constantly fighting, but it seems that stuff is shifting a little bit. So let's head over to the Chilkin lair. And indeed, no obvious Chilkins here. There's a point we need to investigate, but we can't investigate it while we're in combat, so I guess I gotta kill some Vangs. Ooh, 160,000. Another spicy chain attack. 5 times Monado Buster is always gonna bring the pain, certainly. There aren't any Chilkins here. Maybe Antol's got them. With that, let's return to Cuckoo. Oh, this dude fucking come down and ent my king. Maybe Antols definitely did get them. We don't have to fight this guy, but I'm going to because it's kind of fun. Ooh, that just charged up in one. Oh, beautiful. Charged up the entire Blossom Dance. That'll be pretty powerful as well. And let's just do War Swing, because why not? Oh, and let's do a 4 times Blossom Dance on this guy. This is going to be a good one. Oh, unfortunately he died. 110,000. Not great, not terrible, but we finished the chain attack with a chain attack ready, in which we can do Soaring Tempest again. Which is also charged Blossom Dance and the party gauge. It's an absurd combo, this, and I fucking love it. Why is Ryan, like, running into Dunban's ass? Very strange. Another 100,000 there, and then you got another chain attack ready to go. When you're fighting multiple enemies like this, Dunban is essentially a fucking one-man army. Which makes sense given, you know, everything we know about Dunban. That's exactly how he fights. And it's fucking brilliant. Obviously this works because we're against a horde of enemies that we are easily able to fight. This doesn't necessarily make him good against, you know, more difficult single enemies, as we will see later in this quest arc. But in this kind of situation, it's brilliant. Oh, and Charles learned a skill. She has learned increases ether when HP is at half. Wonderful. Oh, reduces the duration of cool off. 100%. I will take that. Let's head back to the Cuckoo. Crawling with Antols? There are even cocoons in there? That's not what I expected. The whole ecosystem in this area might be in danger. That is indeed a problem. It's a very serious situation, but hold on a while. I want to ask my friends about it. We need to think of a way to save this mountain. So that concludes Chilkin Changes, and we can follow that up with a final quest in the arc. What can we do to maintain ecological balance of mountain? Still haven't found the answer. Not yet. It's a tricky one to solve. What, isn't it a simple matter? There are 2 forces against each other. One side has a leader, the other doesn't. The balance of power has simply been disrupted, correct? That's it! Just kill strong leader right, then everything back to normal. That may restore a temporary balance. However, the problem is the Chilkin leader's disappearance. It may be that he's just hiding and observing the situation. If that's true, then balance no can come back. That's why we have only one option available to us. We must eliminate both leaders. I understand. That's gotta work. They'll be so busy fighting over who'll become successor, and the former balance of power balance of Vallec Mountain will be restored, although I doubt the conflict itself will cease. Chilkins and Antols have lived on this mountain for a long time. That's how this mountain always has been and always will be. That may be true. If you agree, then we will help. Really? Ah, that good thing I know where Antol leader is. He's in Antol Den, in cave inside Hollow Bone. You just have to try and find missing Chilkin leader. Understood. Sorry everyone, but I think we really should accept this request. So this gives us the balance of power. Defeat Barbarous City, which is the Antol leader, and defeat Banquet Visago somewhere in Vallec Mountain. Do it for all creatures that live on Vallec Mountain. I will do just that. So we start off in the Hollow Bone. To get to the Antol there is a bit tricky. You have to do a series of annoyingly timed jumps in the Hollow Bone. So we start here. First off, you have to make this jump there, and you'll go surprisingly horizontal. At this bit, you want to run left more than you think. If you get stuck up the wall here, you won't be able to make the second jump. But you want to be kind of moving forwards the whole time. There we go. And as we come out to the bottom, you jump again here. And weirdly make that jump, which feels like you shouldn't be able to. Here's the Antol Den. And here is our man himself, the Barbarous City. He's level 47. This is going to be close. I may actually have to level myself up for this. Oh shit, I didn't even get Battle Start Affinity. Not great. Right. Let's see what I can do. So, let's start with Soaring Tempest, Gale Slash, and Worldly Slash, start building up some crits. We can't really topple him. I want to try and break and topple him, but we'll have to really do that in a chain attack. Fortunately, because he came over to us, we've kind of separated him from his allies, which is pretty good. I'm not in a good way to actually break and topple. Oh yeah, I am there. So I can Soaring Tempest with Dunban. Then we can break with Shulk. And then we can topple with Rhine. Now, if we all fire a Break, Topple, and Daze Arts on him, we should be able to keep him pinned down well enough, and I'm hoping we can build up a lot of a chain attack again. I'm not sure we'll quite be able to, fully topple lock him, but it's an option. Let's put Haste on and start building up Blossom Dance again. There we go, let's let off while he's still toppled, because that would be pretty powerful. Fucked up Blossom Dance, that's not great, but we're doing alright on him, actually. We are doing alright. You can get weirdly... It can be problematic that you can get overwhelmed here by all his various, what are they called, kicking around, the various Antols. But fortunately, yeah, because he approached us, they've stayed behind a bit, so let's topple him. Oh, and now let's topple him again. And then I can still use Steel Strike again. Every topple thing you use adds something onto the topple timer, so it's pretty good. Hopefully someone can daze him. Yep, we're in a pretty good way here, actually. Let's wait to use that. We've got him fairly well topple locked. Not topple locked, like we're not quite in the position to actually fully keep him topple locked. We actually almost have topple locked him, which is pretty good, I must say. Let's just, well, he's still toppled. Let's do another Blossom Dance, and then we should be able to go into another chain attack and topple him again. This party has to work like this because because we can't have any healing, really. Though going into a chain attack heals us because of various tricks we have, which is nice. So let's do the usual Soaring Tempest. You know what? Fuck it. Let's backslash. And Ryan doesn't even have to kill him with a sword drive. That went absurdly well, I'll be honest. Didn't think that was going to go that well. A Disaster Cannon? That sounds all very exciting. Though it's a cannon, and cannons for Charlotte are almost uniquely shit. Oh, and we've got something for Dunman as well. A Night Sickle, which is probably not very good. Nope, not really. Well, it's got a better... Oh, less damage, but a much better crit rate. And it's got... And crits are key with Dunban. Yeah, let's switch over to the Night Sickle. Is the Night Sickle that absurd style? Yeah, it's the weird mech on axe. Absolutely not. I'm going to stick with the Endymion. Now, finding Banquet Visago is a really weird one. You think it's going to be difficult, but it's not. He's actually right here. He's very much watching. Let's wake up some of these pods and see if we can take out their contents quietly. Ideally, I'm going to build up some party gauge and some stuff on this one before it hatches. Ah! There's a Fork Chilkin. We have seen this before. Chilkins have a tendency to basically... They can hide in Antol pods. I suspect it's something that they do intentionally to, get the Antols to bring them into their base for spying and stuff like that. But, well, let's finish up these guys and then I'll show you exactly where Banquet Visago is. So there's still some Antols creeping around, but there's not much we can do about that. This large pod is our target. Let's go over and engage it. I don't think you can really do anything to it, because when you do enough damage to it and it does its usual hatching thing... There he is. Hiding in plain sight is the Banquet Visago. I should have done Heat Haze first, but there we go. Soaring Tempest, still fun anyway. Let's have Shulk do Backslash. And let's have Ryan do Sword Drive. Nice opening salvo. He's level 48. He's even more intimidating, potentially, but I think in some ways he's an easier boss. So let's heat haze up and do this approach. I'm not focusing on the Antols that are around the side, but I'm aware that they're there. But area of effect stuff will kind of affect them anyway. I'm hoping to basically pull off the same maneuver on this guy that we pulled on his enemy, on the Antol one, of try and kind of topple lock him. Ryan's dead. Fuck Christ. That went badly. And now he's going to be stuck dead and we're not going to be able to topple. Well, we can at least break him. So let's do that. Then Shulk you can break. At least we can still break him with the chain attack. And Dunban can now topple him at least. Better than nothing. We've not got the beans left to revive Ryan, unfortunately, which can be a real balls. But now we can. Good. Up you get, Ryan. Up you get. Come on. Wow, he didn't stay down for long. This is going to be a really hard fight. Alright, let's see what we can do on him. Let's see, Shulk, you need to do some healing on... Oh, he healed himself. Good. Excellent. Greedy bastard. Right, here we go. Now is when things go. No more chain attacks at this point. We're going to need these things for visions. Have I got... Yeah, easily got enough. That's the thing. We can keep that party gauge for visions, and we're all in a good way. Let's speed up Ryan so that he gets away with that. And then I am just going to try and... Yeah, because basically this guy doesn't stay toppled for long enough for that break topply days thing to work amazingly well. We're doing pretty good here, actually. I need to say how much higher level us he is. And there we go. We defeated Banquet Visago. Let's just finish up this little Antol, and then we'll go back to Cuckoo. Oh, another slotted bit of medium armor. We'll slap that onto... Elliott's probably got enough now, actually. We'll put some slotted medium armor onto Ricky. Yeah, we'll put some spike on Ricky. Make him even more annoying to kill. So let's head back to the Nopon camp, which is actually just right next to us anyway. I don't need to fast travel. I have defeated the Chilkin leader and the Antol leader. Yeah, I note it. That should keep them quiet for a bit. Hopefully this will preserve the balance on Vallec Mountain. It must have been difficult, but you did a very good job. How did you do it? I have a strong will. I just told myself that I will protect this mountain's ecosystem. It's rare to find such resolute will in this cold, hostile place. Well, I wouldn't go that far. Fiora always used to say I was obstinate. But it was your strong will that saved this whole place. Thank you on behalf of Vallec Mountain. And that concludes the Balance of Power, which gets us some kind of cool rewards. But also, Dunban's Obstinate skill tree branch has been unlocked. Because yeah, anything where when it's one character, like the unique comments are one thing, but when it's one character clearly interacting with the quest quite a lot, it tends to mean that their skill tree is a thing. Obstinance is, if I remember correctly, not great. Greatly reduces weight of equipment, really good for Dunban. HP up buff at start of battle, that's good. Heavy equipment, not really for Dunban. Dunban's got to be a dex tank, basically, an agility tank. Reduces physical damage taken is pretty nice, and immunity to blowdown pretty nice. Certainly once I've finished on this wisdom one, I think I'll move over to obstinance for him, actually. Because I'm talking shit, because that actually is quite good. All of these are quite... Dunban's skills are they are very well designed for him. Which you'd think would be the case with everyone, but it's not. And we are going to hold the episode there. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And next episode, we will be proceeding to the bottom of Vallec Mountain and on into Sword Valley. Hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.